See, I'm lip singing. I'm pretending it's me singing. You don't know how many times I've actually lip singing to this song. The hand movements and everything, right?
I've seen you do your lip syncing in the car, so I know you're a lip sync artist.
Yes, I'm famous for lip singing in the car. As you have witnessed, Bill put me on blast a couple weeks ago. I love it. Welcome everybody to Real Talk Chronicles. Bill Foster is en route, so he'll be joining us in a few minutes, but I am blessed to have a few moments of having Miss Alyson Williams all to myself.
We're sisters.
Bill asked me, can I open up the show? And What you say?
The sister friends are doing it for themselves.
Yes. I was so happy when he asked me to, start the show. I'll be on the road for a bit. I was like, gladly. Because I always have to share those few minutes with him. And it's hard to get a word in sometimes. I love him. But I'm like, I just want a few minutes with Alyson just to myself.
I know you're usually
so it's
like
great
the desk behind, and I'm always like,
yeah.
What she doing like that?
Exactly. So welcome, Real Talk Chronicles. We are all the way live. I'm over here jamming, as I always do, to the beautiful Miss Alyson Williams. I called my name, and I actually was tuned in on those words. It hits that spot.
It really does.
So I have to say thank you. It does. The First Lady of Def Jam is here with us. Alyson, you look gorgeous as always. You got a nice glow going.
I thank you. Please, blame it on the ring light. The ring light.
I'm blaming mine on the ring light too. Trust me. I have to tell you, I was in the backyard with my mom for a couple of hours today. So I was, felt a little sweaty. I'm like, got to do a quick rinse off. I can't come on here sweaty, with dust and pollen to talk to you. So I had to get it together quick.
When I lay down for a nap or just recline and I'm just doing my thing, when I get up, my hair does something that reminds me of Woodstock. The little yellow bird from Charlie Brown? That's what it does. It kind of sticks right up.
Yeah.
It used to look like Don King when I had more hair, but it really looks like Woodstock. So just about an hour ago, I was doing my best Woodstock, and I said, girl, go wet that stuff down and lay it down and draw it on the eyebrow and put a little lip on so you can be, so you can be respectable and presentable for the camera.
Exactly. So I'm going to tell you all on a little secret. Oh, I know how we do. We're part of that short hair crew, right? So you know how I don't know if you know, but I'm in that in between stage. So what I had to do is slick it back a little bit. It's a whole lot of hair here. So I was just like this, patting it down.
It's called product distribution.
Yeah, I had to,
product in
exactly.
Right.
Get a little bit of shine going, but my hair appointment is this Saturday at 9:30, and I cannot wait. I'll probably get there at like 9:25. I'll be there early.
How fabulous for you, darling.
Yeah, so happy belated birthday. I already wish you happy birthday, but you just had a milestone.
I say to people, it's never belated because I celebrate from the 1st to the 31st.
I know that's right. Yeah.
So I'm always accepting love, well wishes, not only in May and not only on the 11th of May, but throughout the year. And I'm always thankful for them. And yes, this was a milestone. I am officially 60 years old.
Woo! I need to see some ID, Alyson. I don't know. I need to see some ID. You go, girl.
The only people who dispute that are the people on Wikipedia who apparently got the information messed up, and they think I'm born in 1962. So we haven't rectified them, but if you go to Wikipedia,
That's
they
all
have
right.
me. I'm like, listen, maybe they were trying to buy me that year that I lost last year when we couldn't
I
celebrate.
know. We all lost
Felt
that year.
to be, it felt good to be here. It felt good to be healthy. It felt good to be vaccinated. It felt good to be looking forward at something that looks like a future.
Yes.
We don't still know what it is, but things are trying to come back. It felt good to be seeing 60. It felt good to be around friends and loved ones and
Absolutely.
doing what we do. So I was able to sing and perform.
Oh, good.
To see so many people reaching out and saying hello. I had 800 people on the National R&B found the National R&B Society. I had another 500 on my page. I had, just to think that somebody took the time out of their day to say, hey, I appreciate it. And they really liked me. They said really nice things. It made me feel at the end, a couple of times you get teared up or whatever. I've got to do better, Malika.
Yeah.
I got to do better. I have to start living up to all this love and all this wonderfulness. They had me out there straight on Nobel Peace Prize love.
Oh, I believe it. I'm not surprised.
I had people that I hadn't heard from in 900 years just showed up. And it felt really good. It felt
yeah.
Good. I have a girlfriend that made a really nice T-shirt for me. I'll show you.
I wanted to check that out.
She gave me a T-shirt, and on the T-shirt it says "My Fabulous
Life,"
and it's got Oprah Winfrey and Will Downing.
Will Downing.
It's got Nicholas Ashford and Valerie Simpson and Dionne Warwick and Mary Wilson. So she went and found a few of the people that she knows I've spent time with and that I spend time with, and the ones that she could find and just the fact that she would put together a shirt. That she had to do something to do.
Right.
She couldn't go to the store and buy it. She had to think about
it's really
pull the pictures, send it to the company, make sure it fit. She did all of that. And I felt really like, wow, thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. It's more than just a T-shirt, and it's something I'll have forever. And one of my other good girlfriends bought me the commemorative Dr. Maya Angelou Barbie doll.
Oh, wow. How lovely. Oh, man.
I want to go run and get it, but I don't want to leave the screen. Can I run and get it?
Please, I want to see it.
I want to go see it. Okay, 1 second.
I'll hang out. All right. I just got to say hello to everybody tuning in. I can't wait to see this T-shirt. I actually want to show my T-shirt off. This is a lady who unfortunately passed away almost 2 years ago, but she's a blogger. And over here on the right side, it says, "Go do it now." So I was just talking about my T-shirt, a fashion blogger who passed away from stomach cancer. Her name was Crizada. So it's with Love K. And it says, "Go do it now. Go do it now." And that's just a reminder for everybody. It's just a heart and an XO.
Kisses and a hug. And what's the last one?
It's her initial, the letter K.
Oh, okay.
The letter K.
Fabulous.
And it says, go do it now. So it's a reminder, people who put things off and wait years and just, I don't know, just anything in life. Life is way too short. So it's cool that we both have something to remind us.
I need to know where to get that shirt because I am the procrastination queen.
Me too.
I have a procrastination gene in my life.
I'm guilty. I've been that way all my life. My mom will tell you. I mean, just even when I was a little girl with my homework, and it's like, oh, yeah, I'm one of those kids.
It's not a new vice. It's old. It's been with me a long time.
And you know what? That's just how it is. But yeah, I'll look up the info and send it to you.
I work it. Are you ready for the reveal? Can you give me a drum roll? Bang on the table. Give me a drum roll.
Drum roll. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, I love it.
I'm gonna turn my ring and really get a look at her. without the ring light
She's
shadow.
beautiful. I love the outfit.
There she is.
She
It's
is
the
beautiful.
and there you see her picture there, Dr. Maya.
Oh my God.
And
Going
she's
way
all
too green.
up and she's got her. I'm just excited. I just,
I love that doll. I love it. Alyson, when I was a little
I love that
girl,
she exists. I love that she
absolutely.
exists. You know
I
what I'm
play
saying?
with dolls all the time, but that one you don't play with. You just sit that up on the shelf.
No, this will never come out of the box.
No. Don't let anybody touch it.
I love that I have become the age that I've become, and I'm still girl enough to get a doll for my birthday.
Yes. Did you have a dollhouse growing up? Like I was all into it with the whole dollhouse, and they had a car.
I had dolls. See, I had two sets of toys.
Yes.
I had my dolls. And then when I couldn't dress the dolls up enough, I'd dress up the cats. I had cats and kittens. So I put them in clothes. And then I had my other set of toys, which were Little Army Men and Hot Wheels cars. So I had two different sets of toys. I was going all over the place. I had little fake dinosaurs and figurines. And my mother had bought me this incredible set of toys called, I just looked it up the other day, Little Miss Something, Little Princess. Anyway, it was one of those toy lines, and they had everything. They had a washer and a dryer and an iron and an ironing board, and all of it worked. All of it worked. It had a
I believe you.
You know, and
the whole furniture set.
And so my little room looked like a little studio apartment for as long as I can remember, because I could do all of that.
Wow. Right. It was. Those were the days. Like not a care in the world. You know.
Listen, we were just doing it.
We got a lot of. So Stephanie said, "Happy birthday, Alyson." Colin, hello, Colin Clark. We see you.
Hi, Colin.
In the house.
Happy birthday, Colin. Birthday.
That's right. Another birthday. He said, "Alley Cat, are you in NYC?"
Not anymore. I flew in there and got out.
Mark Rose, we see you. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Bill Foster, I saw you trying to come in. You are welcome to come on back in. I wasn't ignoring you. We were just so wrapped up in talking about the dolls. So feel free to come on back. So Alyson.
Go ahead.
Last year was my milestone. I turned the big 50. I finally joined that club last October.
Yeah.
But I have to confess, you know, with everything going on last year, it was just insane for everybody. There was one time, and I pride myself in trying to be a strong person all the time for myself and for everybody. But there was one day where I felt like I had a breakdown in the shower. I'll never forget. And I remember saying to Bill, you know, I don't even know if I'm going to make it to my 50th birthday. You know, and just hearing that and recalling that, it was like, that's deep. You know, when you feel like what's going on in the outside world will prevent you from reaching that milestone, it was scary. It was scary.
I think that you were certainly not alone, although you probably felt like it was the loneliest moment you ever spent with yourself. Yeah. Know for a fact that you weren't alone in feeling that, because this thing that we went through affected all of us. And it's funny, if you know what I say when I say it affected all of us differently, but then it affected all of us the same.
Yes, exactly.
It's like we all had a reaction, which is odd when everyone on the planet has a reaction. And although each reaction was different, the fact that we all had the same type of reaction, rooted in the same type of feeling. And you know, the thing about it is when you can step back, Malika, and say, I did make my 50th birthday, and some people did not.
Exactly. Exactly.
You were worried about it. It frightened you. It was real. But at the end of the day, you
Oh
were
yeah.
here and you made it.
Absolutely. And, I've spoken to other people and they have told me similar stories. And it's like, look, we're here now. I dried my tears and picked myself up and kept on going, just kept on moving. But it's all about being supportive for everybody, being there for each other. And that's why when I was listening to your song at the start, when you said, just call and I'll come running, like, people have to know that, we are here for each other.
And you like to know that every once in a while you can be that for someone. That's one thing I love about that song. We're
Right.
celebrating 30 years of Just Call My Name. The song came out 30 years ago and it's a timeless classic. I'm blessed to be affiliated with it. I'm blessed to say it's my signature song. But the best thing about the song is it speaks to, it's a love song. It's I love you, you're my boo, you're my man, you're my woman,
Right. Right.
I'm your
Yeah.
man, you're my woman. It speaks into that, but it also speaks into friendship, and it speaks into family, and it speaks into community.
Exactly.
It could be your mother, your father, it could be your grandparents, it could be your friend you grew up with, or a friend you met in college, or one of your colleagues at work, or your good Judy girlfriend, or your cousin, or your god sister or brother. It's all of those things. Just call my name and I'll come running. We all want to feel that we can be someone we can call on, and we all want to feel that we can be strong enough and open enough to extend ourselves, that somebody can call on us if they should need to, and we'll be able to
Exactly. And that's the thing.
That's
Because
what I
I
love
think
about
a lot of same here. I mean, I feel a lot of times, especially when the world was officially open, people were we're all just so free and happy and partying together and drinking. Not real life all the time. Sometimes you just need to sit down and have a conversation.
We took for granted. We
Right.
took for granted
Right.
very small things. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Bill, I know you're out there. I know you want to hop back in. It's all right. I won't ignore you this time.
If he don't hop back in, I might just leave him out there now. Come on in here.
I know, right? Because trust me, I'll hear about it.
I've become obsessed with trying to find this line that made this toy that my mother brought me, this line of vanities and what have you. I'm going to find. That's why you keep seeing me look down. I've got to find it because if I don't, it'll drive me crazy. And I know when I tell you what it is, you'll go, "Oh yeah, I remember that line." But they had everything, and you couldn't tell me I was doing it, and I didn't have an apartment.
So I'm an only child, and I felt like my mom, she wasn't overly, we didn't have too much. We didn't have much money, but it was just enough. So for Christmas, she never wrapped my toys. She would just sprawl the toys out on the couch down in the living room. And, we lived in a little house, and I just remember going down the steps and just my mouth would just drop wide open to see all these toys going across the couch. I loved it. Just little memories, but she doesn't know that I used to sneak and see some of them before Christmas.
My mother was big on wrapping, and my mother could wrap like the people in the department store. So every gift was perfect. It looked like it came out of, you didn't really want to rip the paper, but I ripped it anyway. But she can wrap like that. She can wrap, she can tie bows from scratch. She could do all of that kind of art. So she's big on wrapping. It would be like there would be gifts under the tree. Then it would just come out from, it would just, and we didn't have a lot either. But for some reason, she made Christmas look like something out of. You know the scene in A Christmas Carol where he encounters the ghost of Christmas past, and it's so opulent and so. I'd be like, are you kidding me?
Like
There was
everything
always
glistening and twinkling.
every game, every toy, and then there were other things you were going to get. You were going to get slippers. You were going to get socks. You were going to get pajamas. You were going to
That's
get a
guaranteed.
You
Yeah.
were going to get a Christmas coat.
Right.
You were going,
Right.
you know what I'm saying,
Right.
winter coat. You were going to
Yep.
get certain things, mittens.
Oh yeah.
And then you're
Mhm.
going to get some school supplies, and then or
Mhm.
something that wasn't just a toy but educational
Right.
or art
Right.
set. You know, and it was like
Exactly.
when I look at pictures now, I just go, oh my God, what it must have taken
Mhm.
for her to save her money to be
Yes.
able to put a Christmas on like that for me and my sister.
Exactly.
I'm 10 years
Mhm.
in between, and because we have a, how can you put it, a distance in our ages, we have a distance in our relationship. But
Right.
coming
Yeah.
home, we had
Right.
Christmas, and she made it happen
Of course.
to the 10th power. And I look at that and go, are you serious? You don't
Right.
realize
Right.
how hard your parents work and how lucky you are and how
I
they come
know.
to
I look
make it
back
happen.
on it. I'm like, how the heck did she do that? I mean, I
Pull it
don't have
off.
any brothers or sisters, but yeah, like how did she? I guess when they say you do what you got to do, but working, teaching at the school, working part time at Strawbridge and Clothier department store for years, putting herself through school to get her master's degree. I'm like, whew.
See, my mother was going back to school at the time to become a RN. She was a practical nurse. She went back to school to become a registered nurse. She would have gone further, but I think she feared that she was going to overplay her card because she wanted to really go. Even the doctors that she worked with were encouraging her to go further and maybe go into medicine as a doctor. And I remember my thing is, when I look at what she did, I look at myself and go, you could never pull that off. I know you think you can. I know you think you're magic, but I bet you can't do what she did.
Right.
I just don't.
Right. And raise kids at the same time.
And raise kids at the same time.
Yeah. So Colin just chimed in. He said, my mom had lots of gifts to wrap for kids. She would save the comics section from the Sunday newspapers to do gift wrapping for all the kids. That's cute.
That's a fabulous idea.
I love that.
When I was at Colin's house, when I lived in New York, he would have fabulous parties and we would have Christmas parties. And he had this game that he would play where after you got your Christmas gift, you had to exchange it with somebody else, like someone random at the table. And it would always make it interesting. You might have one thing and then you end up trading it to somebody else, and then they have to trade their gift. I forget how it works, but it was just a wonderful thing. Colin is the best host in the world. If you're ever blessed enough to be invited to a party of Colin Clark's, please don't hesitate to go, because everything is going to be laid out. Food, libation, fun, good people in a wonderful setting. You can't get much. And he always does something special to make it interesting.
Oh, wow. I love hearing stuff like that. Yeah, Bill told me, he shared with me that Colin's the host. Definitely a good host. So I'm looking forward to definitely to connecting with everybody for sure. So you're all vaccinated. I heard you mention that. We got our second shots the first weekend in April.
Okay.
So wow, like a half ago. Yeah, so we're all done. We had the Moderna, Bill, my mom, and I. And that was quite an experience. It was fun, but
I had
which one?
Johnson and Johnson.
Oh, so you were one and done. Good.
It was one and done. And the reason I did it, because you and I had spoken, and Bill had spoken out behind the camera, and you all were like, well, you come up to New York and you haven't been vaccinated yet. We're going to make sure you can find a place, because they hadn't rolled out my age category and here in North Carolina. And then by the time they did, they did something where they were like, well, yes, you're now qualified age-wise, but we're putting teachers first. So you might have to wait a little bit longer, which I totally understood. But I knew,
of course,
to get it done. So when I traveled and I came back once again, and they had finally, I was clear for my age range, my status, underlying condition, whatever it was. And the place where they were serving up the shots was close enough to me so I could go, Uber, and it would be $1,000, and I could, it wasn't going to be a hardship. It was in the neighborhood. So I went and got one shot. When I came back from getting it, I didn't have much of a desire to do much but lay down and see what was going to happen. Just lay down and just looked around to see if I,
look around.
The next day it was iffy. I had problems with my equilibrium. I was dizzy when I got up and walked around. I noticed that I would veer. Even once I was just walking, I was a little off balance, is how I would put it.
Right.
My arm started. It was hurting here, and then it moved down to here. And I'm like, why is the pain moving? I didn't get a shot of my arm, and I don't want pain.
My mom said that too. Yeah.
It moved. And then I was just kind of, for a couple of days, I was just kind of, for that next day, I was tired. I was more tired than I had ever been in my entire life. I felt like somebody was holding on to me every time I tried to move, and I just had to struggle to move. And then that subsided, and I've been fine ever since.
That's great. That's not bad at all. Yeah, we were okay. Bill got it worse than my mom and I. Actually, he was fine, but he had chills, the fever, just extreme fatigue, and that lasted that entire day after his shot. So I just kept pumping him with Tylenol.
I didn't have fever or anything like that, which I was so happy. But yeah, it was it was what it was.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I had just a little fever, but it didn't last long. That Tylenol, it knocked it right on out. So we were good there.
I don't think I would have been able to handle it if I had gotten a fever, because I would have immediately been like, oh!
Yeah. That's how I felt when Bill had the fever. Because he walked in, it wasn't cold. He walked in with his hood on. Yeah, he had the hoodie on, and I'm like, what's wrong? So as soon as I took this temperature, I'm like, okay, time to get this going here. Time to get the Tylenol going. But yeah, he was all right afterwards. So what you have coming up, Alyson?
Well, like I said, I've been celebrating the birthday since the first of the month. I worked I did some really wonderful events in Atlanta. With a group of my colleagues. We have what we call a Southern Soul Jazz concert series, and we've been going from town to town and city to city with a group called So Artistic. I want to look them up. We are working in conjunction with I Love My Artist Foundation. We're all on the board, or all a part of that foundation, which is a foundation by artists for artists. And you can look it up, myartistfoundation.org. And if you want to, find out how you can get some of the help that we're trying to give to artists, or learn about the programs we have to help create a more sustainable platform going forward. Because a lot of artists are good at being artists, but they're not good at being at adulting, balancing the checkbook, getting yourself checked out. You want to go to the CVS when you need to be at the hospital, or at the clinic, or you need to be taking your yearly exams and you're not doing it, or you might not know where to, someone might hand you.
Why are some people like that? Some people just don't. They're not aggressive with their own health. I don't get it.
Fear will do that to you.
Yeah.
And it's fear. It's fear.
Yeah.
But I find that what we try to do is we have people on the board who are from all over in different walks of life. So they're able to. We have attorneys on the board who have given seminars about how to read these contracts, or find someone that can help you read through agreements, or people who are financial consultants, and they've given seminars about financial wellness and knowing how to do the simple things and what have you. And people who we're sponsored by what is the name of the medical institution in Brooklyn? And they're open to making sure that people can go, and instead of buying a bottle of aspirin, go get checked out. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So all of these
Exactly.
things, along with trying to raise money so that when people need a rent paid or a phone bill paid or an electric bill addressed,
Right.
which we do that as well. Or when we can put
Mm-hmm.
together and someone a client may come and say, we want to put together something with a musical, root to it. And then we're able to hire musicians and give them a payday so they can go and do their
Nice.
own thing with the money. So that's what we're
Exactly.
doing. And so, like I said, we did a few dates at the Velvet Note in I'm going to say it wrong, Alpharetta, Georgia, and at St.
Okay.
James Live in Atlanta, Georgia. We're coming up
Nice.
here to Winston-Salem, North Carolina for the Memorial Day weekend. They're bringing the show
Oh, good.
here, and it's going to be my first
Nice.
time performing. As a now that I live here, it's going to be my first concert
Right.
here, so I'm excited about
Nice.
it. And
Very good.
just trying to make moves and trying, even though, because this is what I see. I see that we are able, in June 1st, a lot of stuff is going to change because people are opening up the restaurants and the subway is going to be doing what it's doing. So all across the country, I'm speaking of New York now, all across the country, things are changing, but we're not out of the woods yet. We're not out of the
No.
woods.
Alyson.
We're not back to normal yet. Yes.
Exactly. I just talked about that. I think it was yesterday because I popped into Walmart, and Walmart was one of the stores. It was Walmart, Trader Joe's, and some other stores. I don't know whoever's watching if you remember the other stores, but they said they were dropping the mask mandate. I think they announced that last Friday, where it wasn't a requirement for someone to wear a mask in the store. So, it's funny. I wasn't really focused on that when I popped in the store yesterday. I tried to avoid those stores on the weekends, to be honest with you, because it's too crowded. But I mean, I thought about it as I was walking around, like everybody had a mask on. Everybody. So forget what Walmart Corp said. They still wore their mask, thank God. Thanks, Colin. Costco was the other one.
I think that's just good common sense. You can't drop
Exactly.
the mask because
Exactly.
they say you can. Well, maybe you can, but let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to see
Mm-hmm.
what happens with the folks who decide that that's what they need to do. I
Mm-hmm.
hope nothing happens, but I want to see.
Right. Right. Oh, absolutely. I was in there, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'm always popping in Walmart. And I don't know, I was just sitting there looking at something, face soap or whatever it was I was looking at. And this girl, this white girl, she was trying to, have a little conversation and tell me whatever product it is that she used. But she kept pulling her mask down every time she tried to talk to me. So I was here originally, and I stepped all the way over here. I'm like, I wanted to tell her so bad.
And this is so.
Yeah. I can hear you through the mask, but people just don't think the mask down.
I wear my mask, and then I have one of those shields that you put on like a pair of glasses, but it's fashion, so it looks like it's very molded, and it has a tint to it.
Right.
So I have those. And,
nice.
And I do that because I can't keep the mask on the whole time. I get winded, and I get miscombobulated. I can't think. I can't hold the thought, and sometimes I can't step. So when I feel myself coming into that, I pull the mask down, but I still have a protection.
Yep. At least you have the shield. Exactly.
And it's very, classy and what have you. And I like having it. And when people are not being all they need to be, I'm just like, okay, whatever you think. But you're not getting past me.
As long as
you're not getting past me.
Exactly. I started to buy because I saw the shield. Yeah, I saw the shield at BJ's last year, and I said, "Oh, Bill, I'm going to get us some shields too, in addition to the mask." And he's like, "I'm not wearing that shield."
But
I should have bought it anyway.
Cool. This one makes you feel like it feels like the mask that the motorcycle guys wear. Do you know what I'm saying? It
Right,
feels like
right.
that. It
I've
comes
seen
down
those.
over the face. It's
Yeah.
clean.
Yes,
And if you like a 10,
he would probably wear that. I don't know. Yeah, he would probably wear something
the
like
first
that, but I
conversation,
just
he feels a little spit and land on his eyebrow. He'll be in a shield, I bet you.
yeah, you know, when some people talk, they just spray a little bit, you know, because they get so excited. It's like,
Everybody sprays when they talk. Some people just do it in
right.
different. But every time we open up
Some
the
more
mouth,
so than
something
others.
based in saliva comes out.
Something's coming out. Right.
Everybody.
Something's
Some
coming
people
out.
are spitters, but as a rule, when you open your mouth to speak, even on just the air that comes out of your mouth when you're pronouncing and making
Right.
words, it's moisture.
Right.
What do you think?
Exactly.
Dust comes out of
Exactly.
your mouth?
But Alyson, you know,
Dust.
you know, some people when they talk, I mean, this is way before the pandemic, I noticed they want to be right up on you. And it's like, okay, again, I'm taking my couple steps back because it's like I don't like people to be so close up in my personal space like that. Like, just back up, back up. I can hear you.
I love the people when you tell them, excuse me, it's 6 feet this, and they go, well, I've been vaccinated. Good for you. So have I. Get back there. I love the people
Right,
who tell
still
you,
get back.
I've been vaccinated. So what? Maybe we should be lovers. What are you saying? I don't care that you've been vaccinated. Let's all still just precaution. Plus,
yes,
cut off my
exactly.
I'm about to transact some business in the post office. Why are you so close?
Thank you.
I'm in the
Thank
bank.
you.
I'm in
Take
the
a
post
step
office.
back.
I'm at the check cash, but you shouldn't be this close anyway. Oh,
Exactly. Just back up.
I got a lot of angst going on.
Yeah, no, you're not alone. Trust me with that. Trust me, and I don't care what anybody say. I'm backing up.
You doing that close up on me?
Exactly. It's not necessary. Sister Holly is in the building. Hello, hey, Holly Moore.
Holly Berry.
We see you there, girl. Lamont the Shield.
Holly reached out to wish me a happy birthday last week. I saw her.
Nice. Nice. Phone tag this afternoon, so I have to call her back again. I feel like I haven't seen her in ages either, so I can't wait to see her.
I feel like I haven't seen.
We miss you, Holly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's great that you're in North Carolina. I heard it's really, really nice down there. Nice and quiet, right?
Nice and quiet.
Yeah.
And green. And
yes.
And it just, it's really, it makes me have peace. It makes me have peace.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Holly said soul sister and alley cat. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Alyson?
I said it gives me peace. It gives
Absolutely.
Me peace. Yeah.
That's how I feel being here back in PA. I mean, it's nice to not have to look for a parking spot like you do in New York all the time. Don't even get me started on that. It's nice to see some grass and trees right out the window.
Hear a siren every 5 minutes, It just is.
Now, I agree with you. There is a hospital not too far from here. So we do have sirens. I'm agreeing with you, and now I feel like there's an ambulance that's going to come by.
But you live, there's a reason for it. You live near a hospital. But I'm saying there were sirens always, either police cars, ambulance, or fire trucks. And we didn't, now I've lived a couple of places where I've lived across the street from a fire department. I know what it's like. And I know how I got used to it because I lived across the street. But I'm just talking in general.
Right.
The city has so much of that energy. You know what I mean?
It does.
All hours of night. So you kind of just, if I could just have peace.
It definitely does. I know up there it's 4th of July is like the worst for me in New York. I would always feel like it's a war going on that block.
And
they pulled out everything under the sun.
Last year,
early.
just as
yes.
a result of people wanting to blow off smoke because we were sequestered and you know, inside on the inside and what have you. I think people just got to the point where they started early. They started blowing up everything early. You know what I mean? So in
I know. My nerves were so bad.
In May and June, we just had kaboom every night. Every night.
Crystal Spriggs, we see you out there. Hey, Crystal. She said, hey, y'all. Malika, Alyson, happy belated birthday. Kim Cherie Clemens. Hey, lady. She said, blessings, lady. Sister Holly, yeah, those fire sirens are crazy. I want to hear the birds tweet. Chirp. That's all I want to hear.
That's what I get down here. I get a chance to hear birds that actually make me get out of the bed and sneak to the window, and then I want to see where they are, and then I find it, and they are out there turning it out. They have their little song, and I love being able to hear it and appreciate it.
Absolutely. I never complain. I know a few people who complain about those birds, but I don't care. I'm like, they're having a whole conversation, and I don't have a single idea what they're talking about. Hey, cousin, Jenny. Exactly.
I think that they're beautiful, and I appreciate it. Hey, listen, I'd like to pose a question to the listeners of how they feel about what's going on in terms of the mandates being lifted, New York getting ready to open up to almost like something that is full capacity, dropping the mask or not dropping the mask. Let's ask that question and see what the words are coming up with.
Exactly. Talk to us. Deneen said, this is about the noise. She said, now we have the motorcycles out in addition to the grills on the sidewalk. Yeah, I have witnessed the grills on the sidewalk up in New York City. It's crazy. So yeah, talk to us. Let us
on the sidewalk.
know, ladies, how are you feeling? Huh? A grill? Yeah, I've seen it. Grills on the sidewalk on Riverside Drive.
Oh, grills. Oh, grills. I thought you said
grills.
What are the girls doing? Are you talking about barbecue? That's what you're talking about?
Yes, on the sidewalk.
Oh no,
on the sidewalk.
Oh yeah.
Deneen says, Alyson, love the clouds. She takes pictures of them.
I do.
I love it. That's very peaceful and
from perspectives, from the ground, from terraces, from being up in planes, sometimes coming up, coming down. Hey, look who's here.
Hello.
Who is this handsome guy? My goodness.
What's going on?
Hello, handsome.
What's going on, Chocolate
It's nice to see you.
Hold on. I think exactly. In the background. Hold on. I'm trying to get rid of this music. Hold on.
So, Alyson, to answer your question, Kim Cherie said it's too soon for masks to be off. Even though I'm vaccinated, I don't know about anybody else, so I'm keeping mine on. I totally agree with you. And Holly said, I think you should stay in wisdom regarding the mandate. Yeah, basically just use common sense. It's too early to drop the mask. In the store, I see outside is cool, but inside, nah, I don't want to stand next to somebody without a mask.
I'm not even sure about.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Hey.
Yo, listen, everybody. Let me just tell y'all right now, Alyson, for the June 21st show, I just locked it in right now. I was just on the phone with Lenny Green. We were chopping it up, and he's gonna come in on the 21st with you. Malika wants to be a part of the show. She's always, of course, welcome. And we're gonna talk about dating at a mature age, as I would put it. How is it? So we're gonna take it back to the real talk Chronicles way, old school. We're gonna talk about dating at a mature age. We were just having a long, in-depth conversation about that. You know, Lenny's still looking for the golden child or the golden woman. And
listen, I don't intend to participate unless y'all can promise me I'm gonna get a man out of it. If we're gonna talk about dating, then that's what I want to do. Date.
Exactly. How we call it season dating. Season dating.
Oh,
Bill
man.
Crystal Spriggs said hi.
Crystal, what's going on? How are you? Everybody, welcome to Real Talk Chronicles. I hope you enjoyed the ladies' version. You know, this is what it is, man. Yeah, Alyson, of course, I was listening to you all earlier and I was enjoying the conversation. Happy birthday, a belated birthday. Like you said, you just celebrate the birthday all month. So you got 1 to 31, you know, May 1st to the 31st, you know. Happy birthday on the blessings. I wish you all the happiness in the world. I don't know if you two talked about this, but I just want to ask you a question. Um, how is it, Alyson, for an artist that is seasoned like yourself, and you know, I say that with all due respect in the age aspect, is the work harder, like, or in retrospect to a man artist that gets seasoned? Does the work become harder to get?
You're asking as we get older, does it get harder to get?
Yes.
I think that in certain areas it might be harder to come by certain kinds of work because you're gearing to a certain audience. You have to realize that the majority of your fan base is going to be the same age as you. And so you're going to be gearing yourself to the types of performances that they're going to come out to. And as you know for yourself, you're very particular about what you spend your money on and what you invest your time in. So it might not be a matter of the work not being there, but it's just it. You know, there's not a festival or block party or what are your every, you know. I don't know how to answer that question. I can only answer it for me.
Well, the reason why I asked it, I mean, I was listening to Big Daddy Kane. He had an interview with the Breakfast Club, and they were asking him about him being the artist that he was in lieu of making love songs, tough rap, you know, dancing music. Like he covered all levels. Charlemagne was saying that he had covered all levels of that, which was, you know, I was just back as working in the, you know, publicity game and being a fan and knowing Kane. Yeah, he did. So I say all that to say that. So then they asked him, how did he feel about, like, was he before his time and in lieu of getting like that money today, what these artists are getting today, and what he was getting. And he was saying, of course, he's not getting the same kind of currency as the young say the bag as they're getting today. But I mean, he's still getting paid. The artists like, you know, you, the Dougie Freshes, the Big Daddy Kanes. You know, sometimes they put a different spin on these tours. You know, old school jams, whatever, old R&B legends, whatever they want to call them. And the currency may not be the same, but there's still I think there's still an avenue that is there for you all in lieu of what the new artists are getting now, because I really don't want to hear new artists.
Well,
and if I hear new artists,
let me interrupt you just to say this. There's definitely a market for it. And if we could get people to not practice ageism, you know what I'm saying? The thing that people have to research is who's out there in the market who's still able to bring a good show. Daddy Kane can still bring a good show. I can still bring a good show. And Melissa Morgan's still doing a good show. These are artists that have kept their looks up, kept their instrument up, you know what I'm saying? And they're still performing well for people. And you know, people need to know that and come on out here and book us. Right. You know, and we understand that the scale has changed. And now it's going to be even different not coming out of COVID because nobody's done anything for a year. So everybody's trying to re-up. So even though a promoter might come to you, he's going to come to you telling you, I can't afford to pay you what you usually book out at because I haven't been booking anything for a year. Me and my family have been trying to eat too. And that's a reality that we're facing. But little by little, it's going to come back. And then the other thing is regardless to what your age is, you always have an opportunity to do something new. And if you do something new that happens to stick, you go right back up. It changes overnight. You know what I mean? There's always an opportunity to do something. I remember 2 years ago, there was an Asian man talking about Gingham, whatever his dance was. I don't know where he came from. I don't know where he went. But for a year or so, he was doing the damn thing.
Right.
He wasn't a kid. He wasn't a kid. And he wasn't an old man. And I didn't know nothing about that dance step he made up. But hello. I know when he went like this, remember we had gone like that and called it the pony. I don't know. But for that moment in time, he was all over the place. So there's always opportunities to be able to do things. It's just, it's just in how, kind of what your vision is out here and how you want to put yourself out there, how you want to present yourself.
Exactly.
Got you.
Oh, he dropped off. I thought it was getting a little slow. His connection. I'll look out for him to come back in.
He'll be back.
But I'm definitely. I'm sure he will. Exactly. I saw he was hanging out with Uncle Willie today.
Did we get any answers? Just before Bill came on, we talked about dropping the mask or keeping the mask, and you got in a few answers. Did we get any more?
We did. From Kim Cherie Clemens, she said it's too soon, and she is vaccinated, but she wants to keep her mask on and wants to do this. And then Holly said the same thing. She said, use your wisdom regarding the mandate, the mask mandate. Absolutely. Totally agree. Yeah. Oh, welcome back, BF.
Yeah, thank you. And it is, I think if I'm catching on to what you said, sweetie, it's a scary thing when, people are trying to rush out here in the world and the CDC said, okay, yeah, everybody go out there, take your mask off. But there's a lot of people that are not vaccinated, and there's a lot of people that don't want to get vaccinated. There's a lot of people walking around here with fake cards, and now you're putting me in jeopardy of my life. It's almost like, okay, can you be honest about what you're not doing? So because I'm honest about what I'm doing. I took the vaccine. I really want to be around like-minded people, and that's real talk. Because if I've done all this, there are some people that haven't taken the vaccine and they preserve their lives and they're still here. And bless your heart, I appreciate you for doing what you had to do. But trust me, you didn't preserve your life not going out here without taking precautions. Even anybody who didn't even want to take the vaccine, you put a mask on that mug. You know what I'm saying? So let's cut the grass with that. You put a mask on that mug. So you can act like, yeah, you don't want to take the vaccine, and that's cool. But you covered that grill up where, you weren't spreading germs and germs weren't being able to be that accessible to you. So a lot of us need to cut the...
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, we know people who have taken it and people who have not. And for those that haven't, we see, some of them still covering up, working from home, being cautious and careful. And then we see others who are just out here running like the pandemic doesn't exist. So, that's what we have to be on the lookout for.
My thought is this. If you tell me while I'm outside by myself, I don't have the mask on, I'm good. I walk by somebody, they sneeze. I go into a panic because they told me that the virus travels on air particles and on the saliva and the moisture or whatever that comes out of your nose and your mouth. So if it comes through the air, I'm surrounded by air while I'm outside. The whole outside is made of air. So how can I now feel comfortable running around in air when this thing is supposed to? Yes, I know it has a certain amount of time it can travel, and then it falls down, and then it dissipates or whatever. But I'm not willing to go with all of those kind of denominators and fractions. I just want to keep it on. And if I'm clearly not around anybody, okay, I'll be all right. But when I see anybody, I want to, that's why I wear the shield or whatever, because I just, I don't know enough about this. And thank you, government. You don't either.
Absolutely.
They don't.
Absolutely.
They're just making stuff up along the way. They are. So, Bill.
The virus is outside. And also, if it wasn't outside in the air, you wouldn't have told us to quarantine inside.
Exactly. So, Bill, Alyson has a funky shield she's been telling me about. I'm just curious to see, are you ready to wear a shield?
I'm going to go get my shield.
I'm not going to wear no shield.
Yeah, you are.
Sweetie, you
Come
know
on, Bill.
I'm not wearing no shield. I have my Captain America days and my Iron Man days. I'm not doing that. Listen, I think you and I have preserved and protected ourselves to the best of our abilities with the mask that we wear. We got the Real Talk Chronicles mask. We got all kind of CDC masks, in whatever mask they are. All the masks that need to be.
I see it on your face, Bill. I just want to see it on your face. Just one thing. I just want to see it on your face. I'm going to take a picture of you, and that's it.
That super shield thing?
The shield.
No,
yeah.
No, you're not going to see that. You're not going to see it. How about that? You're not going to see that. There's a lot of things in this world you want to see, but you're not going to see that. Now, you might see me if I want to spoof it out.
I totally agree with you on that.
And crack jokes on it, but, you're not going to see that.
I mean, you coordinate everything. So if it's clear, it'll go with everything, just like your glasses.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
So Holly said it's a health issue, not political. Absolutely. And Kendra just wrote in, she said, I think that certain professions should definitely keep the mask for the foreseeable future. For example, healthcare and food service. I totally agree with you.
The people of color are the ones that, for whatever reason, people don't want to take it. I'm not sitting here being an advocate for taking the vaccine. We did what we had to do because that's what we had to do. You don't want to take the vaccine, don't take the vaccine. But then understand,
exactly.
Some people look at you sideways, and it is what it is. That's just the way the world is going to be right now. And people that didn't take the vaccine are going to try to convince you why you shouldn't have took the vaccine or why they didn't take the vaccine. You don't have to convince me. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I did what I had to do for me, and we did what we had to do for ourselves. I'm not going to sit here and explain why I took it. You're not going to sit here and you don't have to explain to me why you didn't take it. And the one thing that you don't have to do, and anybody who doesn't want to take the vaccine will always find information that will benefit their argument. Just like we will find information to benefit our argument. But I know one thing. If you're at a certain age, you had to take a shot to go to school.
Right.
Your parents didn't tell you, I'm not taking this vaccine because our little badasses wasn't going to go to school. We had to go to school. We took the vaccine, the polio shot or whatever the shots was, the 3 dots every year almost. And it was what it was. Now, like you said, Alyson, you always said it so eloquently. You said, listen, we put things in our bodies for years without permission and without knowing what it was. And now all of a sudden we want to fight the power. I co-sign that so much. You said, once you said that, when we talked to Maryland Quarter,
For the 2 hours time we've been on, I have to go back just for 2 seconds. Then I want to show you these masks. Malika and I were talking about our childhoods and coming up, and we were talking about our Barbie doll. And I couldn't remember the name of that company where I had all of the whole line. It was called Susie Homemaker, and I had to find it online. I was going to lose my mind. Yeah. Okay, I got it. Had a whole line of everything. They had a stove, a washing machine, a ironing board, an iron, and a family. And I had it all in my room, and that's how I was rolling. Now, Fast forward to where we are now. This was my first
I haven't heard that name in years.
I know. And let me explain something.
Oh, wow, look at that.
I still remember the jingle for the damn for the toy. I don't understand. Anyway, here was my first mask, right? So this mask comes across the nose and your eyes are out, so you can have, if you want to put glasses on or whatever it is to protect your eyes. And this is my first mask that I was dealing with. It's clear and it was fine and it was cool. Now, this is my new mask that goes on. And it's all over the
I'm getting that for us, Bill.
And when you put it up, you just go like that. How you doing? I wear my regular mask underneath here. I can see.
I love that.
It's all, one thing.
That's perfect, Bill. That's what we're going to get.
Now look.
Holly said to call it.
This has a brownish black, but it's actually a brownish tint. This is the brownish one. It looks black, but it's really brown, so it's not black.
But Malika, I'm going to do your famous move.
Yes.
Knock it off. I'm not doing
that. Wait a minute. Give me a minute. I want to debut this on Real Talk Chronicles because I have the platform and I know you'll support me. If y'all remember a couple of years back, I went in the hospital and I started this thing. I would blog and not blog, but pod and be in the box. And I talk about looking at life through rose-colored glasses because I was trying to keep myself uplifted. And I'll come on and I go, hey, everybody, we're looking at life through rose-colored glasses. And we continue to do so we can find the positive. Well, honey, now we're in a new year and a new time. We are looking through the rose-colored shield. So when you see that, I got the rose-colored shield, still giving me positivity and lifting.
Wow.
So I got my shield. Where yours at, Bill?
Hey, Bill, I'm going online. I'm getting ours, Bill.
Malika, when I'm in the airport, they can see me. I don't have to take anything down. And I just feel so protected. When you get one, Bill, and you get in the little red Corvette, you know what I'm talking about. And you have
the little red tomato, exactly.
The little red tomato, and you have on your thing, you're gonna be thinking you cute and fly, and you're gonna wear it. I guarantee it. All you need to do is drop that top.
Alyson,
and
you know
how he lays back like that on the rooftop. Digging the sea with a gangster lean. You know how he rides when he rides.
Yo, y'all hilarious.
If he puts on that shield and he's in the car, tilted to the side like he does, it's gonna be over. You're not gonna be able to get out of man.
Yes.
I bet you money.
Y'all hilarious.
I'm on it. Trust me. What's the Holly? She said to call it real.
You be on it, sweetie. Yes, sir. You be on it. And of course, Alyson, anything we'll support. That's what we do.
Bill, Holly said call it Real Talk Shield. Real Talk Shield.
You know
I think that's perfect.
All right. I'm going to be home in a few minutes. Yes. So Real Talk Shields. That's what it is. So listen, I'm going to let you two finish out. I'm going to say focus on this road. But everybody, June 21st, we got Lenny Green from WBLS, also his other syndicated shows. He will be with Alyson and I and Malika, and we will have discussions about relationship at, I'm going to say dating at a mature age. That's what we're going to call it. Because the bottom line is Lenny's still single, and he's still trying to look for the golden child.
Alyson's still single, still trying to look for.
Alyson's still single. Bill and Malika are not single, but the bottom line, we were single, so we still remember that, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a discussion. Next week we got spiritual talk, and then one day I'm going to get all of the Real Talk family together, and we're gonna come on the show with Pastor Kevin Graves, and we're gonna have spiritual talk. I would love that, and we can get and converse and just talk about, because we all have a background in church. We all believe in a higher power, and we're gonna do that. And we're just gonna talk about the way the world is today. Everybody out there, remember, in the New York area that the voting is about to come up. June 22nd, the mayoral race, borough president, city council, public advocates. A lot of things are coming up. Also, out there in North Carolina, I think didn't that work about gas? Y'all all right with the gas? Or are you in the city? So it's crazy about that. Amir Aubrey, his case is coming to trial. They've added new charges to the people in the George Floyd case. So, Alyson, are you performing anywhere, opening up? I guess you and Malika can tell people about that.
Yeah, we touched
performing because we want to make sure that everybody gets to see Alyson Williams, the First Lady of Def Jam, and it's already celebrated the 30th year of Just Call My Name. But if I say this not because I'm biased, but I am. If you never seen Alyson perform, shame on you. You need to see a show. She will put a show on. You will make sure you get all your money's worth when you see Alyson perform.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you.
Yes.
And I say that from both levels.
Let me say this to you as well. It's just dawned on me how incredible it is that we will have Lenny in June on the 21st dealing with the dating scene and being mature in that area. But it's also June is Black Music Month. So we're going to be paying homage to Black Music Month just by having Lenny Green, the radio icon that he is, in the building. That's going to be an incredible show.
Oh, awesome! Definitely. Well, I'll put that in there. I just got when I was brokering that deal, solidifying him for that spot. We were, like I said, we were talking, and I was on earlier. Then I logged off, and he called me, and then we were talking about life as we do. Lenny and I. For those, a lot of people don't know that's one of my best friends, and rest in peace, Rand Nicholson. Was our dude, and we used to call ourselves the Three Musketeers. So, I mean, with life, like Alyson and I, we're tight. But a lot of times, people, when you're older, you're out here, you're working, you're trying to make your money, and you do your things, and you really can't converse with the ones that you love like you used to, 20 years ago. It is what it is. But the bottom line is we're still here, and that's a blessing. And I think it's raining out here. I don't know if it's raining any place. Oh, that may be a little pigeon that had a prostate.
You know what? And while I have you, I want to give a shout out to Lenny Green, wherever you may be, Lenny. Lenny called me on my birthday and recorded me, to give me a shout out on the air, on his show, on the Quiet Storm show.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think that's an incredible thing. A man in his position knows a lot of artists in the industry. He knows a lot of people. That's what he does for a living. He does people. But he picked up the phone and he honored me on his show on my birthday. And to me, that means the world. He didn't have to think about me on that day. He certainly didn't have to try to pay tribute on birthday, because that's not. I mean, that's a good thing for me. I'm an artist. I always want people to know what's going on with me and to have a spotlight, no matter how big or small, shown. And the fact that he did that for me it floored me. I'm like, are you serious? He said, baby, I'm just trying to record you. I was in Atlanta. I just wanna this is going up tonight at 8:30, blah 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 blah, and we're gonna hash it up and just talk to me for a minute. And he thought about me, and I love you for that.
Nice.
And that's I mean, like in this business, you make acquaintances and they become friends, and you may meet people from the business. I mean, it's a beautiful business. I've never experienced the music industry as you have. I've tasted it to a certain percentile, and just in the New York City area to meet so many of these fabulous music artists, entertainers, and I've been so blessed to have these kind of relationships, and artists. The artists have become world-renowned artists that I can honestly say that I know and can shake my hand and knows me when they see me and be like, hey, what's up, Bill? Which is a beautiful thing. Thank you, New York. It's a beautiful world we live in. But you know, like I said, the pandemic changed a lot, and the world is about to open up, and I want all of you, especially you, Alyson. You know, you might have to be chiming and talk about, okay, well, I'm at the airport doing real talk on your night one day soon, and or you're in London or somewhere. I'm doing real talk from London at a different hour. It might be like 7 in the morning, but that's the beautiful thing about that, because you're working and you're doing what you love, and you're trying to make it work, and we understand that, and that's so I know, even though it could be probably a little fearful to open up, but I know that's where the pot of gold is at, and we want you to get it. We really do.
Absolutely.
I look so forward
Absolutely.
to it. You have no idea, and I receive all of that, and especially the part about being in London, and we have to do it on a different time zone, but nonetheless, I will be there.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Hey, Bill. So
Yes.
Colin had a great idea. He said, "What's the date of the Real Talk Chronicles picnic?" I like that idea.
That's an excellent question. I think you and I, we have to talk about that so we can come to some kind of a thing.
We'll pick a date and put it out there.
Well, all right. I don't want to put it right now because I don't know.
No,
Think about it.
not right now, but we'll think about it.
Yeah, because we could do this in multiple cities, and we would have to make sure that everybody's there. But Collins, it's always good to see Collins. And Collins, let me tell you something. I met Collins through Alyson, and that is my man right there. I love that man. Malika, we got such a brother in Collins. He is aces. You know,
Absolutely.
I met him during the time when my mother had transitioned. And shout out to the tourists, the Torians in the building and in the world, because Alyson and my mother are born on the same day. My father just celebrated his birthday. Tomorrow I'll put up a post in memorandum of them, because without them there wouldn't be I, and I want to always celebrate them. You know, some people get all morbid about months when people pass away or certain things happen. Listen, I'm not sad about any month, because trust me, whatever sadness I can find in that month, I can find some happiness. So, you know, both of my parents were born in May 11th and May 16th. And it can be a sad month because it keeps them fresh in my mind, even though they're always there. But, you know, I have to reflect and remember their passing and their life. But I don't hate May. So May, I celebrate May because Alyson is born in May. She's born on my mother's day. My boy Ivan is born on May 11th. There's some people born on May 16th. You know, so I celebrate May real hard, and I really appreciate May. So a lot of people, you know, sometimes you got to shake that nonsense off about, oh, this is a terrible month for me. There's no month terrible for me. If I can sit here and live the month and see the month and see the next day, it's a good month for me.
Yeah.
So that's real talk.
Bill, you have another reason to celebrate May.
So, you know, that's the only thing.
What you say, sweetie?
Go ahead, Malika.
I said you have another reason to celebrate May.
Oh, May 12th, too. Everybody,
May 12th is... Go, Bill.
Malika, you could tell them. You could tell them what May 12th is, Malika.
So Alyson, we picked June 9th as our, you know, Cancun getaway, get married. That's our date. But we had to pick a date to sign the papers. So I started counting back on the calendar. You know, we said we would do it in May, not around the holiday. And as God would have it, on that Saturday, the date was May 12th. And I'm like, that's the day after your mom's birthday. So that's our official wedding anniversary is May 12th. Wow. And I just look at that as her blessing to us, you know, because we weren't even thinking about her birthday in that moment.
So that's your official, but when do you celebrate your anniversary?
June 9th, too.
June 9th as well. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Okay. Well, June 9th
is the public.
June 9th was June 9th was the show. You know, May 12th was the
signing
the,
of the contract.
yeah, exactly. That's what we did. We solidified it, made it official.
Oh, how
So
beautiful!
everybody,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let these two ladies of Real Talk finish out. I'm gonna step off for a minute, but I just want to give the public service announcements. You know, with Real Talk, if you like it on YouTube, subscribe to it. Tell a friend. If you're watching it from Facebook, please share it. Tell a friend. Let us know what Real Talk is doing, because we're gonna still be here when the world opens up. The first Monday of every month, we got Assemblyman Al Taylor. I think you all should tune in June. I will tell you who I'm kind of endorsing for mayoral race, Bronx borough president, city council people. I'm going to throw out some names that I'm kind of supporting. I hope you all vote in the New York area. Listen, you know how we get down with the politics. Liz Cheney is getting a film rap. You know what's going on with all that. So this is Real Talk. It's all we cover all the bases in Real Talk. On the second month, second Monday of the month. Listen, you never know what happens. You might have just the Fosters. You might have a family day with everybody's favorite uncle, Uncle Willie. We're gonna bring him back. We're gonna converse about just life and everything. The third, we've already got it. June 21st, Alyson Williams and Lenny Green from WBLS will be in the building, and we're gonna talk about dating. We're gonna take it old school Real Talk, dating. And then the fourth Monday of every month, we have Pastor Kevin Graves on our spiritual walk. And every Wednesday, we have Kevin Branzetti in the building. And we have Chuck Richards is coming in a lot with us. He's been hanging out with us a lot. And we talk about law enforcement changes and things that we need to do, reform and stuff like that. Crime is at an epic rate right now in New York City, a lot of places in the world. So we need to think about putting on our thinking caps and how we're going to change that. With that being said, I'm your host, Bill Foster, with my lovely host, co-host Malika Foster, and my other co-host, Alyson Williams. This is Real Talk with Alyson Williams. I am Bill Foster. I'll see you in a few. Ladies, do what you do. Hold it down for your
So
boy.
Bill,
Yes.
I love you with all my heart, but I have some work to do.
Well, when you
So
two get off,
Alyson,
I'm getting off right now, so we can all say goodnight right now if you want to, doll.
I love
If
you,
that's
but yeah, it's 8:05. I'm trying to not burn the midnight oil tonight. So
okay, well, everybody, we can say goodnight together. How
if
about
you don't
that?
mind, we're going to end.
I have no. I
Alyson, you know I love you.
No, sister, I understand completely. And I was telling Malika, I had a really great weekend celebrating my birthday in New York, and everything I own hurts. So I could take a moment and get in the tub and soak in some Epsom salt.
Right.
Exactly.
When I finally got back and I looked at the calendar, I said, "Oh my God, I have to get camera ready again."
You was in New York cutting up, so yeah, well, I'll call you later. We'll talk sidebar. You can give me some details. Let me know how that was going.
Okay, absolutely. It was my pleasure to be here with you all tonight and with all of our listeners and viewers and supporters on Real Talk Chronicles. I think I'm looking so forward to the Real Talk Chronicles picnic. I'm already planning my menu. I'm in it.
Me too.
I'm on it. Oh my God.
Colin, you did it. Let's do it, Bill.
Yeah, well, Collins put it in the universe. We can make it happen. Exactly.
I'm trying to tell you.
Absolutely.
That's
all right.
Plan.
And we're all going to wear Alyson's. We're all going to wear this.
So we're going to talk later on our own about the shield. We have to, bring him in little by little, but I bet you we'll get him there. And I'm going to leave it.
We will.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, be careful now.
All right, everybody.
Real talk. Bye.
Yeah, be careful. Love you, Alyson.
Malika, thank you so much, my sister.
All right, bye, everybody. Good night.
Bye now.
love